Hi, Neighbor Rich here. Welcome to the channel and the adventures and episodes of Neighbor Rich. Anyhow, today we're probably going to try to wake up street speed, but I don't know if that'll happen. And what we're doing, you can see it's a little cloudy, overcast. The weather is not the greatest, but the rain is holding off, and so that's the important thing. But I'm going to take my Corvette, and what we're going to do is there's a local museum that is actually going to have a little bit of a display on celebrating the 70 years of Corvette. And you know, I'm a Corvette guy. Anytime you start talking about Corvette history, I'm interested. So I'm thinking, let's go over and let's check out what this museum has and have a little fun today. And away we go. Well, we've arrived, and one of the things that we're doing is getting together with my cousin. Hey, how you doing? Hey guys. Hey, nice looking Corvette. I love the torch red with the adrenaline red seats.
I love it too.
All right, let's go. Well, welcome, guys. Hey. Always good to see you.
Hey, Rich, how you doing,
Route
buddy?
66 shirt, huh? Like it,
Yeah.
like it, like it. Hey, Rob.
Hey, how are you?
Wow, look at this, man. One hot C7. There you go.
There you go.
I like it. I like it. Look at, they're twins. Do you see them?
Yeah, yeah.
We've had these together before.
So you took your black wheels off. We have ours.
Keep in mind, Rich, all Corvettes are red.
Yes.
Just some are afraid to show it.
That's what it is. Man, I'll tell you what, this runs deep in this family. I'll tell you right now. Well, we walked inside the museum, and one of the first things that really caught my eye, this Chevy Impala. This is like super cool, and I really love it. Obviously, it was used for racing, but one of the things, Mr. Security, I don't know how secure this would be, but you know, he's got these big slicks on this. But one of the things they did, they used cotton to make it look like there's some kind of a, you know, action going on here and smoke in the wheels. Very creative. I love it. You know, the Corvette legacy really started in 1953. It was kind of funny because they actually went to the Waldorf Astoria in New York City and had their own show called Motorama, where they introduced the Corvette in 1953. In 1954, they actually tried to do a little bit more, and this is a gorgeous example of a 54. They actually came out in 3 different colors. The original ones were only polo white, and that's all you could get. But they came out with 3 colors in 1954. They were a pennant blue, sportsman red, and black. And this is just a gorgeous example of a black with a blue flame, trips, side-mounted carbs. I mean, this is just the prettiest thing ever. Adrenaline red, and I like it. Look at that dashboard. Wow. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And dual exhausts. You can't go wrong with that. You know, one of the things they have this really nice board, and it's got a lot of the Allentown area Corvette Club's memorabilia, and it's really a nice little display. And of course, they've got this badge for the Z06, which I love. They start out with this 1962, and it is just gorgeous. Of course, it's here at the Antique Car Museum, and so you'd expect it to be pristine, and it certainly is. I love the styling on these. But of course, the C1 series, you know, honestly, they didn't really sell all that great. You know, they started about in 55, I think, starting to put bigger engines in them. And then they went to, you know, I don't know, they still were only selling like maybe 700, 800 models a year. And then what happened was that, you know, they really decided to get serious. And Bill Mitchell and Zora Duntov decided they were going to really start to come up with a car that could compete. And that's when they came out with the Corvette C2. And this is a beautiful example of a 66 with a 427 flags, side pipes, knockoff spinners. Wow, this is just gorgeous. What a pretty car. Then of course, one of the things they have here, which I really like, is they've got the flags up to the C8, but they have the flag here, first generation, you can see 53 to 62, second generation, which was 63 to 67, and then C3s, which were 68 to 82. Now here's a Corvette. Here's a Corvette trivia question, and only real Corvette guys understand this and know this, but they had a little bit of a problem in 1983, and actually there was no production of any Corvettes in 1983. So if anybody ever tries to sell you a 1983 Corvette, you might want to ask them if they're trying to sell you a bridge in Brooklyn. Anyhow, the fourth generation was 84 to 96 then. Then you had your C5s, which was 97 to 2004. C6s, 2005 to 2013. The the seventh generation, which was 2014 up and through to 2020 when they came out with the C8. The last one that they've got in this display room here is a C3. This is a 68, and it is just beautiful. It's a 427, 350 horsepower. And again, these cars are all pristine. But to a Corvette lover, this room, gotta love it. You know, one of the displays that they have here at the museum, and I really love it, is they actually have a display of all of the different headlights through the years. And I'll have my lovely assistant Robin show you what they were like, because actually the first ones were actually flames. They were actually done with oil lamps, and then as the years went by, they actually got to regular lights and kerosene, and then carbide, and then they actually went to what they called depressed beams, and they got to brighter beams as we went along. You know, it was interesting. Then they got to projections and doing projector beams, and you had to be right in line with them to actually get them to do it. Then finally, in about the 1940s, they went to sealed beams. Again, it was just kind of cool to see all of these different beams through the years. And the way my assistant is having a problem. There you go.
There we go.
But it's interesting to see all the different beams. This was 5-inch beams. Then they got to rectangular square beams. Finally, they came back to projection beams again. And then, of course, and this is actually from the front of a Land Rover. But, you know, at present, you know, you've got the LEDs. It's just another cool display here up at the Antique Automobile Club of America's displays. One of the things that they've got up here, which is really cool, is they've got a display dedicated to racing. And of course, Corvettes in '63 really started the race. This one is a really unique car, gigantic blower up front, and you can see it's set up as a race car without question. But the thing that was really interesting about this is that it actually has a 471 engine, and this was from John Little, and Obviously, when you get that much horsepower and that size of slicks, you better have a parachute to slow you down. You know, they've got a lot of different Corvettes up here, but of course they've got this. It's a 1957 Corvette, which is gorgeous. And, you know, it honestly, it had a 283 engine, but one of the things that was really unique was that they actually had 1 horsepower per cubic inch. So that baby had 283 horsepower, and that sucker would rip. Then you've got this 56 that's totally modified. This was actually a racer, and Dave Gray was the guy. They called it Casper because it was like a ghost. See ya, gone. You know, Corvette and racing has a lot of history, and here is a C4. It's a 1988 Air Racing Andy Pilgrim. That's right, Pilgrim. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's kind of dark. Mobile One. Joe's Racing. So cool. This has really been a blast. And you know, I want to give a special shout out to the AACA Museum, its staff, to Rob. Thank you, buddy. And you know, it was great seeing my cousin, and it just was a lot of fun. Well, that'll pretty much do it for this episode of Neighbor Rich. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and I hope that you'll subscribe to the channel. The thing that I always like to do is leave with a good positive note. And my good positive note is this, that, you know, hopefully you've got goals and you've got, you know, projects and things in your life that you're trying to accomplish. And I say kudos, go for it. But the thing that I wanted to make sure I told you is just be careful about who your friends are and who you get advice from. You know, you honestly need to pick your friends carefully. You want friends that are going to support you in doing everything that you dream of. And so I hope that your family, your friends support you. If not, you know what? Honestly, try your best to just block that out of your mind and go forward in your dreams. This is Neighbor Rich. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.